Alright, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Sasuke was attacking the 4 Kage summit.
Does anybody even care about Naruto anymore, though?
No, honestly, our views have gone way down for this. It feels like people finally stopped giving a shit about Naruto. We've hit the point of Naruto where they're like, yeah, I don't fucking care.
I think we also lost a couple subs, too, just because we've been playing Naruto.
We did lose a couple subs. I don't think that's because of Naruto. I think YouTube did its patented every couple months search for, channels that they think are inactive or bots and just, delete them. Yeah. Because we lost 2. Back-to-back really quickly, which is usually I think they did their sweep and, got rid of channels that they think aren't real channels.
Yeah.
Which is not always great, because sometimes they are real channels and they just get unsubscribed for no reason. So check if you're still subscribed.
If you're watching
this, because you might have been unsubscribed. Also, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, because we do a lot of things other than Naruto. We play Shadow of the Colossus is going to be coming up, and
we were playing Zelda.
We were playing Zelda, and
check out the playlist of things we played.
There's things that we do.
Chris is playing through Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, all the Assassin's Creed games are in order, and I've been talking about the lore, and good God, is the lore fucking obnoxious? It's great.
After he finishes Assassin's Creed, he's not sure what he's going to play next.
I'm thinking it might be God of War.
Right, you did say that.
I'm feeling God of War, because I have a lot of God of War games, and I've never played one of them. I played one of them on the PSP. Anyways.
Which I like that franchise, but I'm also like, that's less time than I have to hang out and play more games with you.
Yeah. Feel free to subscribe, or like, or comment, or do none of them.
Or do all 3 of them.
Or do nothing.
Chris was talking about V-Shoujo and how great they are.
So, the V-Shoujo Corporation got shut down. Every member left one at a time, over a course. So here's where shit is, interesting. This is what I wanted to get to, because here's where shit gets, sad and funny and weird and all sorts of crazy shit happen. Number 1, V-Shoujo opened up a branch in Japan specifically for Japan, right? Mm-hmm. And they added 4 members, and that group was called Nova. And I've never seen anything Nova does, because they all only speak Japanese, so I don't know what the fuck they're saying. Mm-hmm. But I like one of them because her whole gimmick is that she's like an anime girl marine, you know what I mean? And in her first stream, she was showing off her BB guns, or her airsoft guns that she has in Japan, and she accidentally shot her monitor with it. And immediately destroyed it on her first stream.
I love it.
So, because of that, her monitor was destroyed, and then Zen bought her a new monitor, because Zen's just a cool guy like that. So Zen bought her a new monitor, so that she could keep streaming. But that was really funny. But that's the entirety of my knowledge of her and fucking Nova as a whole. Other than that, I know fuck all about Nova.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So what's funny is apparently Iron Mouse dropped this beat because the branches don't really talk to each other. In fact, most of the members of V-Shoujo barely talk to each other. Outside of the occasional collabs and sponsored streams, most of V-Shoujo did its own thing. Which is normal when they're mostly indie VTubers under a name, right?
Yeah.
They act like indie VTubers, you know what I mean? So I wasn't too surprised about that. It is partially the reason why I think some of the people who left were handled really sketchily by members that were there, though, because there was some people that were just like, are they really your friend if you only see them 3 months?
What, 3 times?
No, like once every 3 months? Are we really friends? And it's like, no. I would say no.
Your business associates.
Yeah, your business associates. But that, again, is a story for another time. Because that's old news. However, that being said, it gets weird. So, yeah, Iron Mouse left her video about how bad it is and how everything is fucked, and then a bunch of members left, one after another, really quickly. And the fucking, I believe it was the Airsoft girl, ironically enough, of Nova, was going live an hour after the video dropped and everyone started leaving. And she doesn't speak English, so she has no fucking clue what's going on. So
I feel bad for her.
Now her stream starts, and she has no fucking clue what's happening. She's in full panic. She's crying on stream now.
I feel bad.
No one knows what's going on. There's a bunch of people in English yelling at her in a language that she doesn't understand in the chat.
Yeah, I feel bad for her.
And I'm just like, damn, man. And I'm sitting there, like, I didn't watch it live, but I'm sitting there like, man, I hope she called Kason. Because Kason could explain this real quickly. I hope she called Kason. I hope she didn't call Henya, because Henya's probably just as confused. Because she also is barely paying attention to anything happening. She just goes out and streams, and then goes offline, and then neats in her apartment forever. So I hope she called Kason.
Yeah, let's hope Kason was involved there.
Yeah, so I don't know how that ended. I assume that Kason explained it to Nova. I would hope so, at least. Can you guys stop moving so I can kill you?
The samurais are on your side.
Oh, that's so smart. You're so right. Okay. Anyways, I was vaguely paying attention because I was telling a story. So, that went bad. It did create my funniest meme ever. Do you remember the last episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yes.
So, it's all the members of Ishoujo walking around. They put their heads over the members of
everybody walking
out. So they're like walking around. And they're just like, goodbye. It's the last time we'll see each other. Blah blah blah. And they're giving all their things. They're leaving. Blah, and all this stuff. And then just like in the show, and it's what's funny is it gave me the same feeling that when I first saw the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's ending, which I was like, man, this is kind of sad. And then, just like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's ending, it did that joke that I always forget, where he shuts off the lights, and then fucking Carlton goes, "They turned on all the lights! Where'd everyone go? What the hell's going on?" And leaves, and runs out. But they put all the V-Shoujo members in English, doing their, like, goodbyes and stuff. And then, right at the end, he shuts out all the life, and it's just Nova. The whole branch of Nova just, what the hell's going on? Who shut out all the lights? Where'd everybody go?
That's very funny.
It fucking killed me.
Oh, dude, this is a bloody mess, though, for anybody who pays attention to...
It's really bad. It's a fucking nightmare situation. This is like worst case scenario for a corporation. There's been a lot of organizations that shut down, but most of them shut down before the members left or said anything. This is the first time where all the members
walked out.
They just went, fuck it, we're outie. And they just had to be like, yeah, we're shutting down because everyone quit.
Yeah.
Usually they shut down because they ran out of money. This is the first time where everyone quit and then they shut down because they ran out of money.
Yeah. Well, I think they quit. Everybody quit, and then the people who were in charge were like, "Oh, we can't make any more money now."
Yeah. Well, they already had no money. They just hadn't admitted it yet. They were in absolvency.
Yeah. That's still crazy, though.
So it is absolutely nuts. It's like a wild situation. This is the first time this has ever happened for the VTuber
community.
But I don't know if you remember a while back, Derek. I said 2025 might be the worst year of VTubing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I think I've been right in that statement, and I think it's been surprisingly getting worse somehow, which I didn't think was possible.
This is bad for them. This is bad for the VTubing community.
This is bad for everyone. Everyone be hella fucked right now. So yeah, it's been really good. I shall assist you with my sand. Anyways, so, and then a bunch of YouTubers came out and said a bunch of things. So the first three members that left came out and said their piece. Cottontail, do you remember Cottontail getting canceled for the Wizard game?
Vaguely.
So she got canceled for the Wizard game and then left Bishoujo pretty much when her contract ran out. And I was always like, yeah, they got rid of her because she was a problem, and this was a whole thing, because... And I knew this was... And this is why I don't super like Iron Mouse. I know a lot of people like Iron Mouse, but... and a lot of it's because of Cottontail. when Cottontail was getting reamed for playing the Wizard game and being transphobe because she played the Wizard game, but because that was a fucking thing with the
Harry Potter community,
retards. You call them the Harry Potter community. I call them retarded people on Twitter.
I hate that. I hate it, but yes.
So, they... How do I put this, actually? So, essentially, this happened, and then no one defended her. No one in the corporation defended her, the corporation didn't defend her. Now we have more information on that, where Cottontail essentially went, yeah, the CEO called me into a call and just said, hey, we want you to have zero contact with any of the other members because you are detrimental to them and to our corporation as a whole. So we want you to talk to fucking no one. And just deal with it, essentially.
That's crazy.
And then her contract ran out, and she left. And I don't know for sure if she left or if they didn't re-sign her, because that was unclear in her video, at least what I saw of it. And I went, yep, that adds up, because that's exactly what I assumed happened. I also had that same opinion, because when Mousy was asked about it, she was like, listen, things happen, and certain people's business is their business, it's not my business, and I'm not talking about it. And I was like, So, she's... In other words, Cottontail's telling the truth, and you are not friends. Like, you are clearly not friends, and you two clearly are not even remotely decent coworkers. And that's why I don't really trust Mouse to do anything.
I don't blame you.
Because a similar thing happened with Nux earlier, where, like, essentially a whole bunch of people were getting... A bunch of VShojo's fans were getting scalped, essentially, of money and their information. And VShojo took their sweet-ass time doing anything about it, so essentially Nux went, I'm just gonna tell people, because people are getting screwed, and the company's not doing anything, and the members aren't saying anything. So he did, and then everyone hated him. And VShojo excommunicated all the members from him, and they weren't allowed to talk to him anymore, and fucking they all were like, fuck Nux. And then they all released quote-unquote apologies, and every single one of those apologies, I would argue, were garbage, and were not apologies at all. So, and they never talked to Nux again. Which Nux has his own problems. He's his own problem. He's done stupid shit too, but that was the start of me being like, maybe VShojo's not great. I mean, it's nice that they keep their IP, but I don't trust this company.
Yeah, it sounds, from what you've told me and from what I just knew beforehand, it seems very shady to work there.
It always struck me as shady. It's just they always had the benefit of being like, our tubers get to keep their IP, and they get to keep most of their revenue. We barely take any money at all. And I'm like, yeah, but like, you seem to run this company like idiots. And it turns out they did, because they ran out of money. But
after stealing a bunch of money.
Well, to be fair, they ran out of that money before they were stealing it. I'm pretty sure they stole that money because
they were running out of money.
Yeah. Because they had a lot of employees. That's another reason I think they didn't fail, is because I think they hired too quickly. I think they hired too many people too quickly. Because the reason they didn't get paid is because they're contract workers. And if you're a contract worker, you have to sue them for lost revenue. If you're an employee, the government itself holds them accountable for lost revenue. So in other words, they paid all their employees before laying them all off. Or before firing them, right? Before going insolvent. You don't need to do that for contract workers. Contract worker has to find you.
Yeah, so I think a lot of these people are screwed.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
So is that about it?
No. No. Shy Lily went over the contract, and it's pretty egregious. I already went over some of it, where they were like, they kept being like, it's industry standard. They kept trying to be like, well, they signed this contract, why won't you sign this contract? Typical bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. Typical corporate bullshit. I'm all too familiar with. Stuff that I've seen plenty of times. What's interesting is that she was like, she saw the contract and she wanted to make all these changes, and I won't go into the details, but she's like, I successfully negotiated these things for changes, and then they'd bring the contract back to me, and none of the shit I said would be in it. It essentially gave me the same fucking contract again.
I'm not shocked by that one.
And I'm like, not even remotely surprising. I hate when I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I'm like, hey, we need to change this things, and they say we're gonna make those changes, and then they bring back the same contract or a worse contract, or it has the changes that weren't my changes, I just leave. I don't even follow up. I go, okay, you're gonna disrespect me like that? I'm not even gonna respond to you.
Yeah, disrespect my time.
Yeah, it's like, you're gonna disrespect my time, then I'm gonna ghost you. You can wait for me to respond. If I ever respond.
Don't disrespect my time like that.
It's like, time is money, and you wasted my time, which means you wasted my money. I'm gonna waste your time and your money then. I'm just never gonna respond to you, and you can wait forever for me to get back to you.
Mm-hmm. That's what the whole thing with the job market has been absolutely crazy for. You apply to these jobs, and like nobody gets back to you.
Yep.
And then they get back to you, and they expect you to respond like that
immediately. Yep. Exactly. So that was fucking horrendous. And everyone was just like, "Man, Lily, how are you so good at doing how are you so good at law contracts?" And she's like, I have a great lawyer that goes through all my contracts.
Yeah, what people don't understand is, if you're signing a contract like that, have a lawyer look it over.
Yeah.
There's specifically lawyers for contract law. Those are the ones you want to look at.
Yep.
And like, they've had so many people look at like the different like fair use things that companies put out.
Yep.
One of them is, like Wizards of the Coast. They had their open gaming license.
Yep.
And I think I've told you about this before, right?
Yeah, I know this.
And, well, Critical Role, the people who make Critical Role, they released their own open gaming license. And from what I was told, I didn't read the whole thing, but from what sections I've seen is, it gives them more power than Wizards of the Coast's open gaming license has.
What a surprise.
They can steal any IP they want.
Yeah, what a surprise.
Which I'm like, wow, I'm not shocked by that one bit.
Yeah, again, what a surprise.
But people are like, oh no, it's Critical Role, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
I'm just like, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. This company it's a company, and as much as these people might have been good people before this company started, it's now a company.
It's the same thing with, I know most people don't make video games, but the Unreal Engine that most games are built on.
Yep.
What most people don't know is that right in the contract license for using Unreal Engine is that anything you build for Unreal Engine is Unreal Engine's property. So if you build anything, they can take that code and integrate it into their thing, and that's theirs. Like, you can't argue it. It's right in the contract.
I'm not shocked by that one, but I mean, is it free?
It's free-ish. It's a freemium model, so it's free for people who want to use it. But you only have to pay once you break a certain threshold of game sales.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's a freemium model. But unless you want to get like the pro version of it, which is like for corporations, and then it's like an upfront cost.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Which is pretty typical for stuff like that. Nothing special. But the fact that they can see, the thing with stuff like that is, a part of me is like, well, that sucks because I can just take anything. But when it comes to games, I'm like, that's good though, because then anyone can use it, which in theory would make games better over time with less work and less money being put into it, because you wouldn't need to keep remaking stuff.
Which is part of the reason why it's kind of absurd when companies patent certain things.
Yeah.
Like throwing a ball in a field.
Yes. Oh my
Fuck
god.
Nintendo.
Fucking Nintendo, man. Nintendo is like, I swear to god, Nintendo exists to make everyone's life worse.
Well, I also,
from a development point of view.
I believe it's EA is the one who made the Shadow of Mordor games.
Yeah, the revenge system.
The revenge system, which would have been one of the coolest systems to implement into other games.
No, companies have been doing this forever, and you're so wrong, because there's a much cooler system that was patented much earlier by Konami.
You sure?
Loading screens where you get to play an arcade game.
That's why it disappeared.
We could have been able to play little games in between loading screens at any point, and we couldn't because Konami had a patent on it from like 2000. all the way until like 2015, all the way up till like 2015 or something.
That's why that stopped.
Yep.
Oh my god,
That's
I didn't
why.
realize that.
Yep,
I didn't
that's
realize that was
exactly
a
it.
pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I fucking hate that.
I know.
I'm so mad at Konami now.
We could have had loading screens where you still got to play a game instead of loading screens where you just sit there and wait for it to load. We could have had that for years.
That's what I remember about the old Dragon Ball Z fighters, where you.
No, those Dragon Ball Z Fighters was a loophole because that's not a game. It's just you mashing buttons to have things happen on the screen. I mean, like they would put full ass like Gradius and like Space Invaders on the loading screens that you would just play until it finished loading.
Dude, and this is my like a huge pet peeve I have about that stuff is like when companies try to trademark and patent game policies. Like they were Nintendo was trying to copyright and patent the Legend of Zelda building mechanic.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Which I'm like, how are you gonna do this?
Easily, they just do it with all their infinite money and lawyers.
And then they're going after Power World for throwing balls in a field as a patent now.
Yep.
You can't ride your pals in Power World.
To be fair, Nintendo is also the company that gets hit the most with patent lawsuits because they're constantly stealing people's patents, which is super funny.
I can understand. Well, I understand why Nintendo is so good at patent law.
Yeah, because they keep getting sued for it.
Because they keep getting sued for it because they've been so fucking shady.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
like, this is the same thing with patent law and contract law. You know, this is why you need to have lawyers look at that shit. Back to what you were ranting about earlier.
What was I ranting about earlier?
How terrible White V Shoujo is.
Because Shy Lily released her contract. Then we found out that, which I've known about this. I was curious about this, but now I finally have the full story. I'm so happy because the game, what it turned out to be the answer is so much worse.
Boy.
So fucking years ago now, like 2-ish years ago, V Shoujo was like, we're putting in open auditions. Anyone can try and join. So a bunch of people tried to join for obvious reasons, right? Everyone who's indie wants to be in a corporation because you're supposed to have that job security, which they didn't end up having, but I get the thought process. How would you know until you're there, right? All these people tried to join, and I guess what happened is they did multiple rounds, which is typical for VTubers. Usually is like 3 or 4 rounds, sometimes even 5 rounds, trying to narrow down the contestants until someone makes it right.
Like that,
yeah, it's pretty typical. So what happened is they opened it up for the first tier, and then fucking like just forgot about it for like 6 months. Just completely forgot about it. And then they finally started messaging people, and they were like, "Oh, you made it past the first round. Congratulations, here's the second round." And they go through the second round, and it would be like several months. And then they keep forgetting about it. And then they got to the third round, and by the time they got to the third round, they were like, "Hey, so we changed our mind. We're not going to pick anyone. Here's $500 for wasting your time."
At least they paid them.
So everyone's like, "I can't believe they only paid us $500 after waiting like a year." And I'm like, okay, first off, they could have gave you nothing.
Yeah, at least you got something.
So at least you got something. And 2, it's not like you people weren't working during this time. You're all VTubers still streaming the whole time you were doing this. Like, whatever.
Let's be honest.
Like, come on.
Let's be honest. They should shut the fuck up with they at least got $500. How many people have gone on interviews and got wasted so much of their time?
It gets $0.
And gets $0 and nothing out of it.
It's like, don't get me wrong, time is money.
Yeah,
time is money. I get wanting to get paid for your thing. I also get the annoyance of going through all this fucking process and all these interviews and talks and shit, and that's to be found out you're not getting it, right? I get that. But you got $500 more than me, or most people, or Derek, or anyone else looking for a job.
Yeah.
So, like, you gotta eat it and deal with it.
So the funniest part about that is they're complaining while they have a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what they say the unemployment number is right now in the United States.
Yeah.
Well, they've done the real research. They've done more additional research, and the realistic number is it's probably more like 24% of the United States is unemployed or partially employed.
Partially, I don't like partially employed.
Partially employed, as in like only
partially
part-time.
employed skews the numbers so bad.
Yep, that's
so
why.
I don't like that.
That's why they say only about 24% of people are working.
Yeah.
Or are like either working, air quotations, or they're unemployed.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, I don't like including it though because it skews the numbers too hard for like how much people are actually working.
But they're saying at least 25% of people are working or working like maybe 5 hours a week.
Yeah,
Which I'm like, that's crazy.
but so yeah. Anyways, that's not even the main point. The main point is that I was always curious what happened because they said that and then nothing came of it for like
A year?
years. No, it was like multiple years, and then Amelie joined, and I was like, oh, I guess that was
Maybe that was somebody
the
who
person who went.
Nope.
Nope, totally different thing. Nothing to do with it.
That's funny though. I'm not shocked by that, but that's funny.
And now a bunch of VTubers that really hate VShojo, I'm like, oh, that makes a lot more sense now.
Here we go.
Because they tried and they didn't make it in.
Yeah, that's not shocking.
That makes more sense. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to pick this up in the next part though, and I still have more to talk about. So I'll see you guys then. Peace.